Should you be running for fat loss? It's a constant debate that you've probably heard both sides of the argument many times before. Everyone's got an opinion on it, and I'm not sure about you, but I can't be arsed listening to someone else's opinion on why you should or shouldn't do running for fat loss. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to give you all the facts I have based on losing 50 kilograms and running in events ranging from a 5k up to a marathon. Let's talk about the different kinds of running that you can do. First kind is zone 2 running. When it comes to your heart rate, it can be split up into different zones. Basically, when your heart rate's low, you're down at zone 1, slightly higher zone 2, 3, 4, up until zone 5, which is between 90 and 100% of your maximum heart rate. If you are getting into running, I would recommend sticking with zone 2 running the majority of the time, at least on 80% of your runs. Number one reason a lot of people burn out when it comes to running is because they try to go too fast, too much, too soon. And then you can end up burning out, getting sick of it, and not really progressing because you hit a plateau because, like I said, you've worked too hard too soon. By doing zone 2, it's not overbearing on your energy levels, it's not overworking your body. You can do it time and time again, and you'll still make progress with your fitness. The next kind is intervals. This is when you do want to build that capacity. By running fast for shorter periods of time, followed by a short break, it allows you to increase your fitness levels, increase the speed that you can run, and like I said, build that capacity. So you can include some interval work in your training, and that can be like 1 to 2 times a week, and you can test yourself as you go. But like I said, zone 2 should be the majority. And the third type is an event. That's when you should take all the training that you've done and see how you've progressed. You can join 10k events, you can join 5k events, you can run a new marathon. Whatever your goal is, use events to test if you are improving, if you are getting quicker, if your fitness levels are getting better when it comes to your running. But when it comes to getting started, just focus on zone 2 for now. If you are a total beginner and running causes too many issues with your joints and you just can't get going, start with walking. Everyone jumps straight into running as fast as they can and getting that burnout. But if you just start by walking, building up slowly, run for 5 minutes, run for even 2 minutes, then build up as you go. So when it comes to your overall routine of a run, 80% of them zone 2, 2 to 3 times a week, and you can include 1 interval session throughout your weekly training, depending on what the rest of your routine looks like. How many calories you can burn through running. A lot of people go straight to running because they think it burns a lot of calories. And to be fair, as far as exercises go, you can burn a lot of calories through running. But I want you to give some science behind it, some actual facts rather than me just spouting what I think. But according to a study by Dr. Daniel V. Vigil, I think I've said that name right, you burn approximately 100 calories per mile that you run. So for example, run 5 miles, burn 500 calories. But this can depend on your current physical state. So for example, if you weigh 120 pounds, you'll burn 11.4 calories per minute. So if you run a 10-minute mile, you'll burn 114 calories. But if you weigh 180 pounds, that goes up to 17 calories per minute of running. So if you run a 10-minute mile again, you'd burn 170 calories. That's why it's important to know that calories burned is always an estimate depending on your weight, your physical state as you are right now, and can't be a carte blanche approach for everybody. On the flip side to that, like I said, people often look to running to burn calories. But one thing that running does do when you burn them calories is increases your hunger a lot. It's known from my own experience and others as well. Increasing the amount of running you do increases your hunger. It increases the need for you to have more calories. So if you are wanting to lose weight, running might not necessarily be the best option for you because you'll struggle to control your calories more. You'll need more protein to recover. You'll need to eat more to fuel the runs. And it becomes slightly more difficult to know how many calories you need to consume to get the right hunger and the right deficit level right. But there are huge benefits to running, both physical and mental. I don't know about you, but every time I go out for a run, it just gives you that time with your thoughts. It gives you time with your own mind, gives you time to think, gives you time to process what's going on, and gives you time alone, which we can all benefit from sometimes. When it comes to physical benefits, it can improve your cardio health, it can improve your fitness, it can help with weight loss. So there's the benefits all around there. So there are good benefits to running. When it comes to the negatives of running, it's time consuming. If you're running outside, it can depend on the weather. So if you're a fair weather runner, like some people I know, myself included sometimes, if you're trying to get consistent with your training routine and you don't want to run outside because it's raining, it can throw that routine off. It can also be bad for your joints, depending on how you run, the trainers you use, the weight that you are. So that's something to take into consideration. And to be honest, some people just find it quite boring. So if you do really find it boring and mind-numbing running, maybe it's not for you. To summarise all of that, I've given you the information on how many calories you can burn from running, the benefits of it, what kind of running you can introduce, how to start as a beginner. So you can take that information, look at where you're at right now and look at your goals. When it comes to your goal, If your goal is to be an Olympic lifter, running probably isn't for you. If you want to be a bodybuilder, then you're probably gonna want to do lower steady state cardio rather than high intensity running. But my message is not for bodybuilders. If your goal is weight loss, it can be a beneficial tool to use as part of your regular training routine. Strength training would always come first with some cardio in, whether that's running or other forms of cardio. But if weight loss is your goal, I would include running in that, but it's totally up to you. Running can be a beneficial tool that you can use to support your weight loss goal. It can also be a tool that makes it harder in some ways. So depending on how you want to manage your weight loss, how you want to manage your calorie deficit, how you want to manage your training routine, you can include running as part of that. It's not detrimental to that. It's just information that you need to be aware of and need to learn how to manage that. Now you've got a better idea on if you want to include running in your training routine or not. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel for information all about fat loss and how to manage your journey. And I will see you in the next video.